trees. Now, as far as the cutting of the lots, I understand that, you know, there are properties in here that people do go away, maybe they forget to pay Brookridge to cut them, you know, when the season is in effect, or homes are just vacated and, you know, a BCPO has to go in there and cut. I, for one, have BCPO cut the lot next to me, and I pay $225 a year for them to come out, which is good, considering what some of the other companies, you know, your private companies pay. But I see that, you know, of an increase to $300, I think that's kind of much. If you want to go maybe from $225 to $250, there's quite a few of us in here that own separate lots. And to have, you know, that increase of $50 might even be more than what a lot of people might be able to pay. But I do know that, like I said, there are properties in here that people do go away. Maybe they forget to, you know, pay their money to BCPO, or the homes are vacant and BCPO has to go in there and cut. But for us that pay it every year, you know, to have it cut, I'm kind of like, you know, torn between that.
I would just like to mention that Vivian sends out the notices to have vacant lots mowed, and the yearly pay hasn't changed, Millie. It's still $225. That hasn't changed. This is if it's a forced mow, and it's so high that Billy's going to take extra time to do it for somebody who did not take responsibility.
Carol, okay, that's for a forced vote, which, you know, it's not
Yearly, if you sign up for the yearly
Yeah, I did.
vacant lot,
Yes.
it stays at $225.
Okay, so it's other than,
It's
okay.
a forced mow.
Okay, all right, because that's not stipulated here. All it says is, you know, the $225 to propose $300. Okay, well, I got that clear now.
Is there anybody else? No? Make a motion to approve? Okay. Sorry. I second it. I'm sorry. Do you want to open it for discussion? Yeah. Yeah. Right, does you have anything?
Anybody got any questions out there? Do they want to comment on this?
Oh, okay. Well, Billy is our public works. You might see him driving a tractor around, cutting grass. But Billy is our public works, and he's really a jack of all trades, for better word. He fixes things like, showers and toilets, and he's doing the front. So if you come up here Monday or the rest of this week, you might see him out front here working. He is a resident, but he works here also. I'm sorry, no, he does not live here, but he works here. Yes. And he saves us a tremendous amount of money that we found out. So.
Does the mic work?
Can
you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Carol mentioned forced mows. You know what forced mow is? Rich Grant, Unit 3. We know what a forced mow is. It's when you call the board as I did, I must have called 55 people lived in here for forced mows. The phone didn't work, the backup phone didn't work, and the third phone didn't work. All numbers were wrong, or nobody changed them. So what do? You charge them, and then they complain. The residents have to make sure the numbers are correct in the office. Am I right, Carol? Okay, keep going with right. That's what hit the hell. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Nothing functions around here if you know the right numbers to call people. And somebody on the board would be the one to call the forced mows. As I did. Because then you're right in the office, and you can correspond with the computer then. So, thank you.
You have to come to the podium. You still have to come to the podium and be recognized. If you can state your name and your unit number.
Lauren, turn around and switch your mouth. Talk louder. It doesn't work.
Test. Did you say that that was an annual cost or a monthly cost?
Annual.
Annual, okay. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you. Test.
Hello, Sandy Lewis, Unit 1. I just have a question. A forced mow, is that you send a homeowner a notice that they're going to have to pay for a forced mow. What if they don't? Does that go in with uncollectible fines on our treasurer's report here if they don't? What happens if you send them a letter and they say no, they don't pay it? You mow it, but they don't pay it. Where does that show up? Does that just increase the...
That just shows up as on their assessments. They're charged $300, we take it over for the rest of the year.
Well, it shows up on what assessment? Tell me what
Like
year.
a violation.
It's a violation, right. Isn't that what this is? BRC fines, not collected? So that, all that's gonna do by raising all these prices is just increase that violations not collected, correct?
No, you're not reading it wrong, but you're making the assumption that somebody doesn't mow their yard, they let it go to 2 feet tall, we mow it and then we bill them and they don't pay. The reality is most people do pay. Now, some aren't going to, we can't control that. We can show it that they still owe that money, it doesn't go away. We charge them $300 or $225, whatever the number is. That fee isn't going away, they're still gonna owe it at some point, just like as with any other fee that they would have.
All right. Can I have a vote? Motion for a vote? Okay. Everybody in favor? The next thing on the agenda is Rules and Regulations has submitted for unfinished business a recommendation for the swimming pool hours. I actually have two people here that want to talk about it also. Right now, The pool opens at 9 a.m. They have the water aerobics on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 8, and Mondays and Thursdays for aquatic exercise. You want to open it for discussion? Leo, what was your motion? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I want to make a motion, we change the hours as stated. Mondays through Saturdays at 9 o'clock for regular and 8 a.m. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Mondays and Tuesdays for specific groups meeting at the pool. No, I'm making a motion to change to the new hours as indicated for the swimming pool. The hours have been changed from the old one or deleted, and the new hours, daily, the pool will be open Monday to Saturday at 9. But on Tuesday and Wednesday, there's a pool aerobics that will start at 8. And on Monday and Thursday, aquatic exercise will start at 8. Otherwise, the pool's open at 9.
Do
And
I
I
have
make
a
a
second?
motion that we change it to that,
Right.
subject to discussion.
Yeah, subject for discussion. I do have 2 people that did submit questions. Second. Vince Bezos, since you're already standing. And then Lynn.
Yeah, mic's working. The way I understand this, Vince Pizzo, Unit 3. The way I understand this is that you're changing the classes to 8 o'clock, which is a good thing, okay? But you're also opening the pool at 9 o'clock on Fridays and Saturdays. Is that correct? Sundays are given because they need time to do maintenance. But on Fridays and Saturdays, it'll be open at 9 o'clock. Is that the way everybody else is reading this? Okay, so, just the way it reads is that, 9 a.m. Monday through Saturday, it's open at 9. Otherwise, on Tuesday through Thursday, it opens at 8. So, during the times of time change that we brought back in 2017, I believe, right? When it's cold in the morning during the wintertime, it's kind of hard to have these classes in the morning at 8 o'clock, okay? And having a pool open at 8 o'clock, we weren't getting a lot of people. So we changed it from 9 o'clock to 8 o'clock during wintertime, and 8 to 9 to take advantage of the time changes and the people in the park during the summertime that can enjoy it at night till 9 o'clock when the clubhouse closes. So I don't understand where this came about, but changing the hours for the classes is, for one class anyway, which is the Monday and Thursday class, because the board voted on closing the pool a long time ago for that class only, and for the Wednesday and Tuesday class, it was just scheduled here in the clubhouse, but it was open to the public to use. And that's the way it is. Now, when I was managing the clubhouse, we made a deal with the Monday and Thursday classes that people were allowed to come in at 8 o'clock when we opened, but they had to stay quiet and swim in the deep end only. and nobody had a problem with it. They all loved it. So I don't understand where this is coming about other than a time change for a couple of classes. Just want to make you guys aware of that.
Who said that?
Lynn Southwick, Unit 4. So here's my problem. I'm not an early bird, but I'd like to participate in these classes. I'm retired. I don't want to get up at 6 o'clock to be at the pool for 8. I'd rather be at the pool for 9. There's a class that was here for 30 years at 9 o'clock. Why change that? Everybody's getting along in the pool. Why can't the second class be at 9 too? Why open the pool at 8, an extra hour earlier for the class? Doesn't need to happen. Keep everything at 9. There's no reason anybody can't exercise in the pool at 9. I exercise at 2 in the afternoon sometimes. Do my own thing. My problem I have is changing it to earlier time. It should be at 9 o'clock, period. My second thing is the lap people. More times I'm sitting there just floating on my noodle, I'm in the deep end, and I get run over. Because people are doing laps and they're not watching where they're going. If you're gonna make the exercise class, who don't bother anybody, do it at 8, laps need to be done at 8 too. They do it in the deep end at 8, 8 to 9 period. You're not doing laps, you don't do laps any other time. If there's a lot of people in the pool. It's ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it. It's inconsiderate. That's what I have to say.
Okay, so why don't we just table it? We're gonna talk at another time about it, and you can come up if you like to, ma'am. You've been 3 months.
Sandy Lewis, Unit 1. I submitted this letter to change the Tuesday, Wednesday to 9 o'clock in February. And it was tabled because there's a new board coming, yada, 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 the whole thing. The reason behind it is people don't want to get up at 7 o'clock to be to the pool by 8 to exercise. And yet they want to exercise. So why can't we just all come in at 8 if we want to exercise, come in at 9 if we want to exercise, and everybody just get along? It doesn't make any sense to change 8 o'clock. Okay, if you want to exercise, you come to the pool at 8 o'clock. If you come at 9, are you going to say, well, I can't exercise now? I mean, I've had more people say if it was a little bit later, because this is a retirement community, and people just don't want to get up that early. And in the winter, which the Tuesday, Wednesday class goes year-round, it is cold. If the temperature's not at least 55, then we don't have class. And Kathy's class, which is 9 to 10, that she's had for 30 years, they don't have class if it's not 66 degrees. And they only go from April to October. So what is the reasoning to change the exercise classes to 8? Don't just say because. What? Give me a reason.
What, would you be willing to do this? What about if we table it and we meet with you and Kathy? And
Okay?
have an open discussion about it and come to some type of compromise?
Okay. We
Would
can do
that be
that.
fair?
Yes. I will meet with you.
Is Kathy here?
Kathy is not here. She's at a church thing tonight.
Okay, and then we all sit down, we all have a discussion, we tell you where we're coming from, you tell us where we're coming from, and sometimes we just meet in the middle.
Okay. If you can come up with a reason besides just because.
What, I will be honest with everybody, and this is one reason that I have had. We could have somebody move in here next month, 6 months. And they might come to the board like you have just right now and Kathy, and they might want a aerobics class in the pool, some other type of class from 4 to 5. Then they have said, well, you have let these groups do it from this hour to this hour, and I feel that I may be setting a precedence and letting, and before I know it, I have no rule in the pool, and the pool's open 24 hours a day.
And that would be good. But what I'm
But
saying.
that is where I'm coming
Okay,
from.
so you're saying, what if somebody comes in, moves in here, and they want a class from 4 to 5? If they have enough participation and they can get a club going, why can't they? Out of all the people that live in this community, I bet there's not 300 that use that pool daily or weekly or even monthly. Most of the people in this community don't even come to the pool. And you can go back and look through all the registers and all of that, and you can see the people that want to come to the pool want to come to the pool to exercise, to float, to do laps. They have a purpose, a reason to be there.
So would you be willing, you and Kathy, to, I don't want you to have
Yes.
to speak for Kathy.
I can speak for Kathy. I told her I was going to
Okay.
anyways.
Regardless, right?
Right.
Okay.
Wanted me to or not.
So I think maybe if we can sit down and compromise and come to something in the middle,
Okay, I think that
Would
might
that
be a
be
good
fair?
idea, yes.
okay?
Thank
I
you.
think that's fair also. Yep. Mhm. We have to. Do I have a motion to approve the table? Everyone in favor? Aye.
Sandy Lewis, Unit 1. There's nothing in the change or anything that says anything about Sunday hours. What are Sunday hours for the pool? That's what everybody's asking. Because in your little blurb, it just says Monday through Saturday. It says nothing about Sunday. But we don't know what the same is, honey, because it's not fair for us.
They have to
Oh,
clean
so
it
there's
and
no
do the
time.
chemicals, and then it's open right after that. But they also have to look at the chemicals to make sure it's the right
I know that,
number.
yeah. We don't know that.
Right.
So it's probably the same as always. They usually have it done before 9.
Right,
Okay, all right, that's it. Thank you.
yep.
The next board agenda topic is year-round finance committee. I've made a recommendation to approve a year-round finance committee with 7 members, with the first meeting scheduled for April the 21st, and then meetings every first and third Friday of the month going forward. My motion is to approve a year-round finance committee meeting with those 7 members. Can I get a second on that motion? Any discussion? Is there any discussion in the group or any discussion on the panel? We're coming to that, stand by. Okay, those that are agreeing with having the finance committee year-round, please raise your hand. 7-0. The 7 members of the 2023 finance committee have been selected. 13 residents have submitted resumes, and of those 13, 7 were selected. The 7 members are Mary Story, Linda Wells, Paul Campbell, Val Stratton, Mike Meisenberg, Phil Renard, and Paul Harrison. The meetings, as I said, will be scheduled on the first and third Fridays of each month. The first formal meeting is this Friday, the 21st at 1 o'clock. Spectators to these open meetings are welcome to attend, which means if you'd like to come and sit and listen, you're very welcome to do so. It is an open meeting, not a closed meeting. Can I get a second on, I would like to make a motion to approve those 7 members. Can I get a second? Could I get a vote for those in favor of yes? 7-0. Thank you. We have 4 of the members here. If I could ask them to stand up. I'll come to you and make it simpler. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly promise and swear that you will administer the oath to which you've been appointed to the best of your ability and judgment in conformity with the governing documents of Brookridge Community Property Owners, Inc., that you will in all your acts be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play, and in every manner possible endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interests of the citizens of Brookridge and the welfare of its members? Do you so swear? By the virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I hereby proclaim you as duly appointed members to the Finance Committee and officially installed into that office. Welcome. It's at 1 o'clock. They'll be held in the clubhouse in various rooms, but because of the bingo, it's probably going to be held in room D. If this room is available, we'll use it because it's a better room. If not, we'll be in room D. Or E, or C. Again, whatever's available, we'll make it work.
Thank you.
Anyway, on the treasurer's report here. Sandy Lewis, Unit 1. This gentleman handed me the summary report from March, and he's comparing it to the summary report in the book for February. And there's a difference for total reserve amounts of $136,000. And he wants to know why.
I'm not sure exactly what he wants, but maybe it would be best if that person came up to me after the meeting and we'll talk about it. I'll have a few minutes afterwards, if that's okay.
That'll work for him.
Okay. And you're talking about the reserves, the $2,134,837. Okay. Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, we do have one. We have Millie that has been active with our crime watch. And do you want to go ahead and speak? Yeah.
Do you want to explain it? Why not tell everybody?
Okay, I just joined the Crime Watch Committee 2 weeks ago. I will be going to the Hernando County Sheriff's Department to get fingerprinted and photographed. I had also inquired about Crime Watch signs here for Brookridge, which we have none. We've never had any. And the Sheriff's Department will give us 3 Crime Watch signs for nothing. The only thing we'll have to do is just go out and get the signpost, which is no big deal. And just to determine where in the community we want to put the first 3 signs. One should really, in my opinion, should come when you're first coming into the community. And then somewhere, it's going to be up to, the members or the board to see where we can put the other 2 signs. But we're going to start with 3 signs right now. And I think that being the community that we are, and according to the one sheriff that did come to the meeting 2 weeks ago, we're a pretty safe community. Yeah, you might have something a little here, a little here, but nothing that goes on the outside. They appreciated the fact that we were inquiring about the Crime Watch signs. I think that's a good thing for us. This way, people that are coming in from the outside know that, hey, you know, this community is being watched, no matter by whom or whatever. We all should be diligent, even though the sign, but I think this might deter a little bit, knowing that this community is going to be more safeguarded than it is.
All right, we'll open it up for comments, member comments. Oh.
The directors are still working on being the liaisons and choosing who they're going to be with, so they don't really have to report right now until they meet with their committees, that they're the liaison for. Liaison, how'd you like that word?
Beverly Epstein, Unit 6, can you hear me? Okay, I'd like to speak to the members, please. I'm a unit rep, and we are in need of 2 unit reps, men or women. We're a group of 12 when we're full force. We meet our new residents and greet them, and I hope there's new residents here that have been met by the unit reps. And we're here to answer your questions and to let you know where we can be reached. Our obligation is only 2 meetings a month. We have, and we assist the board whenever with special projects such as voting and any special projects that the board has. So please consider being one of us. We have a lot of fun, men or women, as I said, and you can get an application for your resume at the office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gil Langto, I'm Unit 4. I'm speaking for the veterans tonight. One veteran that we need to keep in mind is, use our prayers for, is Rosemary Bastieri. She is home. She does have help come in, help her out, and she does have physical therapy and occupational therapy. She wished everybody knows that, so that's my message for her. Now, the Veterans Committee now is getting ready for Memorial Day. We're getting decorations for the hall. We're getting all ready for 250 people, or 300, right in that neighborhood. Dick Terrio's been the master of ceremonies. He's been fantastic in helping us out, doing all this, trying to get all this together. We're looking to have quite a unit going on, and we're gonna have food and all that. So I will post, when we get a flyer, we'll put it up on the board. So thank you.
Thank you.
Various Story, Unit 6. Deb, I'm going to direct my question to Carol, if that's okay, because this actually pertains to something before you guys got on the board. Carol, I have a question as far as in October, we, as residents, passed 6 new amendments to our bylaws. I went in the office last week and I asked for the most current and updated copy of our bylaws. And I went onto the website, and they have not been updated since March 25th of 2022. They were registered with the county in December. Is there a reason that we have not updated what we're giving to our residents and the website?
They have been updated, the amendments were updated, we had to wait, we had to refile the entire bylaws. I just got it back yesterday. I talked to the attorney this morning to make sure I had the correct copy. So if you want one, you can have it at the office.
Okay, they had all have you refiled, just not the updates to them?
Yes, because they didn't have a record that the bylaws were ever filed at all, so they redid a filing.
Okay, very good, thank you. I don't know how this works.
Push it up.
Hello?
Just have to yell a little louder. I'm also speaking for Crime Watch. Marianne Lozelle, Unit 3. We have been able to re-establish our paperwork after Betty's stroke. We ran out of, we expired on our things. So we have the bank statement. We can now get it back. We paid $40 to get it back. And we are legal until the 26th of January next year. I started the Crime Watch here in 2004. And I'm tired. I would like somebody to come in and take over this. I have no standing right now at all. I am just a member. But I need a president in there and I need a secretary. And I need more people because with attrition and everything, we have lost a fair number of people. So anybody interested in the Crime Watch, we'd be happy to have you. Basically what we do is just keep an eye on our neighbors and keep an eye on the community itself. We do not actively get into anybody's business. If we find that there's something suspicious going on, we notify the sheriff's department and they will come out and check it. Sorry?
How do you find out? How do you find out? How do you sign up?
Oh, to sign up, you go on to,
How do you find out
find out what?
what's going on?
Because you watch. What I tell people is that if you see something that is not the same as it always is in your neighborhood, then it's something you need to look into. Okay? I used to, before there was guards at night, I used to go out from 11 till around 3 in the morning. I knew the community better at night than I did in the daytime. And if I saw something that was different than the time that I saw it before, then I keep that in the back of my head, and every time I go out, I check that same place again. If I find there's a problem, then I contact the sheriff's department. Our meetings are the first Wednesday of the month at 9 o'clock here in the clubhouse. So I would love to see some new people in. I'm not giving up the Crime Watch. I simply don't want to be responsible for it anymore. So we have until January to get this sorted out. Okay? Thank you.
Yes, Dick came to me the other day, and he wanted to let everybody know the Big Brothers, Big Sisters, that's ready to go. If anybody's interested, see Dick, and he'll get you set up with people, and we can go from there. And that's it. May 2nd, they're gonna have everybody in here, okay?
Check.
Dick Terrio, Unit 3. No show tonight for the Brookridge Entertainers. I tried to pass out as many flyers as I could. On May 2nd, please mark your calendars. If you can't do this, it'd be great if if you can come to the meeting to meet these people. A couple of months ago, I ran into a couple ladies and a gentleman who was director of Big Brothers Big Sisters. We all know Big Brothers and Big Sisters when we're 35 years old. Excuse me. These are Big Brothers Big Sisters seniors, guys and gals like you and I. They have children between 5 and 13 that need some mentoring. Only 8 hours a month. If you took them to Pine Island Beach on a Saturday morning, you could probably do your 8 hours in one day. Take them to lunch. The school teachers and the parents kind of match you up. Yes, there's a background check, which they pay for. And again, 8 hours a month to take them to a beach, a ball game, if you're a golfer. I don't know about the rules on the golf course, but golfing. Just what we did with our kids. And I think we're a lot better mentors than maybe a 30-year-old. Not saying they're bad. But on May 2nd, in here, we're going to have free pizza, cold drinks. That's worth coming right there. And we're going to try to bring a couple of the kids here, children, 5 to 13, I don't know how old. They have a school night, so we have an issue there. We're going to have 2 ladies and a director explaining a lot more than I can. But again, May 2nd, 6 o'clock, pizza, cold drinks. Please come. RSVP, I passed these out. I've got a sign-up sheet in my hand. If you want to see me and sign up, then I'll sign up for you. You know, I'll take it from here and go to Big Brothers and Big Sisters and get you signed up. Any questions that you may have for me, and I may not be able to answer them because I'm not a pro at this. No questions? Please come. To back up Gil real quick, if I can, Veterans Day, Memorial Day. That's quite an event here, and Gil and I work together. He's got a flyer. We've got our sign for out front. We've got our program. We do a hell of a job. The Veterans Committee does a heck of a job. Everybody, Mike Green does it. We have videos. We have guest speakers. Please come. Memorial Day, May 29th. Thank you.
And after you, Vincent, Don Marlin? Is he, okay, Dawn, after Tracy goes, I have a question that you want to ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vincent Bruno, Unit 6. Madam President, I have a question to ask of Carol Webster, the General Manager. Very simple, yes or no. Several months ago, it was stated that our $5,000 radar detector was given to a resident, a volunteer resident. You stated no. And so you still state that now? Even though there was a person present when that was said. You called into this, wait, let me finish, and I'll let you talk. He was present when you asked this person about it, and he stated who had it and where it was going. And then after it was said and done, Schubert then went up to you, and you fired him.
I did. Fired who?
Pete, the code enforcer.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what you're talking about.
You
I only
don't.
have 2 people who are certified to run that gun, and they're both employees. For a resident to run the gun, they would have to be certified, and they would have to be on our insurance policy.
Okay. When George was just a resident, now on the board, he knew the answer when he asked you that question. And you still stand by, you knew nothing about it.
That would be correct.
Carol, that's a lie.
All right, and I'm going to tell you something. I had a resident approach me that he would like to volunteer, and I told him that he wasn't able to for those 2 reasons.
But he did. And we have a witness that witnessed him on the boulevard with the gun, Carol. They're here now to even say that they were. So your story does not hold true.
Okay. I just,
Dick
Dick,
Terrio, Unit 3, yes.
Dick,
Oh, did you say no?
I just want to just remind everybody that just have decorum, that,
Not an issue.
okay.
When I approached Greg, I got a law enforcement background, private investigation background. I had asked Greg to do that. Hang on. He said, I'd love to have you. However, I'm not an employee. He was concerned about that, Greg was. I said, can I take the gun? I would like to go see how that gun, because I've used a gun before. All I did is that, yes, you're right, I sat in a median with it. I never got one license plate, not one speeding. I couldn't work it, to be honest with you. I was either doing it wrong or wrong. Greg had said that before I could ever do that, as a regular, and I would do speed enforcement, he'd have to get that approved. I brought the gun back. I called him that was Tuesday. Thursday I called, he said, I'm sorry, you can't do it. That's the extent of Dick Terrio on the boulevard. He did give me the gun. I asked it, because I wanted.
Why did you say no?
No, maybe you didn't know I had the gun.
No, she knew.
Okay. All right, so, and I appreciate your concern. I hope I can help. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
You fired him for it. He was fired. Oh, stop. You're another problem.
Mr. Marlin, I have just that you want to talk about the house at 14817 Rialto.
That's correct.
Okay.
Test. Worked. On or about the January 30th, I sent a complaint to ACC about that house. Here we are, the 19th of April. I still haven't got a response from ACC. I think they're incompetent, it's my opinion. Okay, I don't think any of them have a construction background. I won't divulge mine. I live next door to that. I'm gonna get all the water. And if anybody wants to drive by and play in my sandbox, come on over, because I get drifts in my yard, in my driveway from the next door. One of the complaints that I had for ACC was a topo. In case you don't know what that is, topographical survey gives you the elevation of the ground. The ground had a hill on it, and they brought in 10 loads of fill. Okay, so there you go. 10 loads of fill, bring that hill up a little bit higher, and then put 20-something inches of stone underneath, or blocks underneath it, raise it up higher. Okay, that was one of the complaints. The other complaint was a turtle. Okay, they're protected. Okay, I built three projects in this town, and it cost me just short of $1 million between 3 projects to have turtles moved, and where they moved them to was a national forest in Ocala. What did this guy do? He moved it from the front to the back. So now it's out there munching in a golf course. Okay, so that's a violation. The topo on the water runoff, I called stormwater management because ACC is incompetent. And if there's anybody here from ACC, I'd love to talk to them. There's nobody here. Typical. Anyway, one of the topo reasons that I did that is that I wanted to know where the water was running off, and I wanted to know what resolve they had for the water runoff. Zip, zero, nothing. Okay, so right now, that house is sitting there at 14817 Rialto, next door to me. That house is permitted for 55 feet. Guess what's sitting there? 65-footer. It's encroaching on the golf course in the back. They got a door in the back, so this ought to be real interesting, what the hell they're gonna build in the back. The driveway is not installed yet, but it will be. So I'll get all the water off the driveway, I'll get all the water off the lean-to, the porch, the canopy, all that sort of thing. So it ought to be real interesting. Water department was out there last week, and they looked at the water meter. The hillbillies put the water in, they put the sewer in, and covered it up. No inspections. None. ACC, where the hell they at? Okay, where's the county at? You know, I filed a complaint with ACC. I filed a complaint with Hernando County. And yet, it's still sitting there. And guess what's in the window? A big B that tells you that Brookridge approved it. Is that crazy
Mr.
or
Martin.
what? Time's up.
Yeah, but I want to ask you, George, will you be able to meet with George in person, that we can set up a meeting with you and George and code enforcement and somebody from the ACC?
At your convenience.
We'll set it up with convenience too. You're the resident.
Well, you know, I appreciate your time, and I'll appreciate any time that you want me to meet with you. I'll do that.
Okay, so we will definitely schedule a meeting with code enforcement, the ACC, and George, so we can try and get to the bottom of it. Maybe if everybody goes out to the lot, we see exactly what everybody else is talking about and come to some type of resolve.
I appreciate your time. I've got one more comment, if I may, Madam Chairman. There was a red tag on that building, just so in case people don't know what a red tag is. That means that it was a stop work order by the county. Okay? Who took it off? Who knows? But there's people working on that house on the inside and the outside. They just hung gutters up last week on the side. And one of the questions that I had early on to the contractor that put it in there is on the other side, which is the south side, I guess. They put the air conditioner right next to that resident's patio. You think he's pissed? Oh yeah, you betcha. So I'm looking forward to this meeting. Thank you.
We'll definitely, George, can you go ahead and?
Yeah, call me tomorrow. I'll get it set up.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Tracy? Yeah.
Tracy McCumber, Unit 2, I'll make this brief.
I've been actually looking forward to seeing what you have to say.
Thank you very much. I am the new chairperson. Can I face these guys? I'm the new chairperson for the Brookridge Traffic Safety Committee. It's newly formed, something we've never done before in our community. So I just want to let you know we have 9 members, myself, and Jim Westbrook is our liaison, and I'd like to thank all the volunteers. We have quite a crew. Our mission is to make our community a safer place. Obviously, we have no sidewalks, so we have concerns about pedestrians, obviously. We want to work on our signage, our speed limits, our golf cart etiquette, and our car etiquette as well, as for everyone involved. So I just want to let you know at some point, we hope to have some kind of town hall that we can ask everybody for their input, but we're going to work very hard, you guys, to make this a safer community and try to get this speeding under control. Thank you.
Is there anybody else? Oh.
Rich Stratton, Unit 3. This goes to Carol. Carol, I talked to you about 2 weeks ago about the drainage on the golf course path going from the golf club onto the golf course, which the residents walk on. It's all broke up. Are we going to close that like we did for the clubhouse here?
I'm going to talk to Billy about that, because remember we talked about there's a confusion about who owns it? 'Cause it's
We
all-
own it.
Right.
We own it. The
You
golf
want
course uses it, we own the property.
Right, but I thought we were going to talk about splitting the cost to fix that.
Well, I want to take anybody with a cane and walk that path to tomorrow morning. If they fall, we should close it off, right?
Okay.
Well, should we, Carol? Because
I would like to go up and look at it, Rich.
it's been that way for years. Nobody even looks at it.
One, two. Paul Harrison, Unit 4. I would just like to make a comment. At the workshop meeting earlier this month, our president, Debbie, read a letter in regards to, at that time, our president, Anna Webster, and our first vice president, Ken Duncan, having private meetings off Brookridge property to talk about or bring in here a property management company. I do not think this was in the best interests of the Brookridge community and the BCPO. You also left off the 4 board members, which are part of the BCPO. I understand now why those 4 board members voted no for the property management company. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else?
Debbie?
No? I'm sorry.
I got
Oh,
Yeah, I know. Well, this, from YouTube, you have Mr. Larry Biddle asked one question. This was back about the pool hours. How about building another pool for exercise only?
Oh, I wish. In fact, I have said that, and I had that conversation with Carol. I wish we could use 7 acres and build a pool and something up there where it's just for exercise.
And the second one is from...
I know you do, Sandy.
And from Anthony Langone, this is more of a general reminder to let people know that there's a Stamp Out Hunger food drive on Saturday, May 13th of this year. And that's the Postal Service put the bag of food out at your mailbox and they'll pick it up.
Okay.
That will be Saturday, May 13th.
Okay. Saturday, May 13th is the Stamp Out Hunger. If you have some extra non-perishables, you can put them in a bag, put them at your mailbox, and the mail people will pick them up. So thank them for that. That's very nice of them to remind us of that. Did you have Leo? Okay. Okay.
Normally, board comments are made before, but I guess I'm just an afterthought. This new board is striving very hard to make a difference on how the board relates with the membership. Working frequently with our new treasurer, Jim Westbrook, I'm excited we are finally getting to invest reserve funds in respectable CD investments with decent rates. Some here may know I am a retired Rhode Island revenue agent. No one knows I briefly worked for another department in my Rhode Island working career at a department called Bureau of Audits. I worked there for 1.5 years. In that job, I audited departments and did audits for compliance and success and what they were set up to do. At the conclusion of an audit, carefully examining what they did or did not do, I would prepare an audit conclusion report. Are we okay out there? To close the audit, I would need to recommend what needs to change for that state entity to succeed. That was difficult. It is easy to find fault in anyone and anything they do or don't do. Permit me to share with you, all of you here, if you have a complaint or concern, please make a suggestion, or best, leave your concern to yourself. The suggestion, by the way, is what to do, not complain what we're doing. If there's a problem, how do we fix that? Finally, such concern should be submitted in writing. And as secretary of the board, I will make sure something happens and all will know what that is. A board meeting is not an ideal forum to see changes. The board is changing. The membership attending needs to change too.
Well, thank you, Leo, and,
Can you hear me? I'm Nancy LaShera, Unit 1. I just want to remind all of you guys, Saturday we're having our spring yard sale here. So come out and support us. If you want to buy a table, tomorrow is our last day that we're selling tables. And just come out and have fun and enjoy it. 8 to 1.
all right, nobody else has anything, I guess we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Do I may have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Thank you, everybody, for coming. I greatly appreciate it.